But so right at this time when PCs are about to become more expensive, we see this restructuring of the PC space, right? With these like super expensive professional PCs at the top, the regular Windows and Mac. But now we're seeing this new type, this new category of PC emerge in the, I would say, to $700 price band, which is sort of the sweet spot. We refer to this as mid-range. It's essentially about 55% of the consumer market and about 45% of the enterprise market. So it's a
Hmm.
really important price segment to nail and to be able to deliver PCs at. And what we're seeing in this price band is a sort of a revolution started by Apple. I'm not always an Apple fan these days, but I think that they miss on a lot of things. But I think that this was a brilliant stroke of genius. Apple introduced the MacBook Neo a few weeks ago. The MacBook Neo, if you're not familiar, is a MacBook in the $400 to $700 price range, depending on how you're buying it and what configuration. And it's a MacBook that's powered by a mobile chip. It's one of their A series chips, not an M series chip. And so essentially it's kind of like an iPhone in a PC form factor with a giant battery and a big screen. And it's wonderful. I have one. It's making Macs affordable for people who could not afford Macs before, especially those who have iPhones. Now you have this really nice parity between their PC and their iPhone. It makes everything really nice, and it completely just opens up that very important price band for Apple. And on the other end of the fence, you have Chromebooks on the Android side, which are also undergoing a transformation. And it's sort of semi-public. I don't know if it's like an open secret at this point. Chromebooks are going to transform into essentially Android books. The exact nomenclature hasn't been officially announced, but we kind of know where it's going. But essentially, you have this parity of Android phones and Android PCs opposite the iPhones and the Mac, basically mobile PCs at similar price bands, that $400 to $700 price band. And so it feels like at this moment when price points are becoming a little bit stressed with PCs, you have Apple and Android making a play in the PC space at that price band that might actually solve that problem for everyone. And the big question for me is how how Microsoft will respond to that. And I think that they'll put themselves also in that middle band. They'll be playing in that middle band, but they'll have to compete now against Apple and Android in a way that they haven't had to before, at least outside of the enterprise. I don't think mobile PCs will definitely be a big game changer for enterprise players, but on the consumer, in the consumer segment, now you're going to have these three categories that are playing against each other. Anyway, I've monologued long enough, but essentially that's kind of like that's the layout or the lay of the land, if you will, for the PC market right now.